we're going to be doing number 14, so stitch side seams of lower skirt 7 sections. So this is pattern piece number 7. You're going to mark your dots or triangles, and you're going to put your right sides together of your 2 pieces, and you are going to sew them together. Oh, now we're going to take pattern piece 10, and you're going to be making a circle. So stitch seams to lower skirt ruffle sections forming a circle. So you're going to make a big circle with our 3 pieces here. You're going to set your machine to the highest and longest length, and you're going to be putting gathering stitches which is long stitches, and you're going to do 2 rows of your stitching here. Now you're going to sew your hairspray on either with a zigzag or a serger on this edge, matching this edge with this edge. Then you're going to fold this up, and you're going to just turn raw edges and braid to inside. Press stitch, braid in place. Close to inner edge. So you're going to fold it and then sew this. The next step is to come up here. We're going to continue with number 19. It says with right sides together, pin ruffle to lower edge of lower skirt, placing seams at small dots and center backs. Pull up and gather. I tried this several times and it didn't fit, so I had to make 2 extra ruffles to put on. If you can find it's easier to do it the way the directions say, then do that. But if you're having trouble, add 2 more extra lower skirt ruffles. And then you're just going to put right sides together, and you're just going to pull your gathering together, and then you're going to baste stitch, and then you're going to sew it on again, and then it says to press seam towards skirt, so that the skirt, this part's going to go up. Next part, you're going to prepare your next ruffle just the same way as you did this ruffle. And you're going, instead of putting right sides together, you're going to match the top seam, putting wrong sides together. So then you'll have something that looks like this. You're going to ruffle it and then sew it on. And if you have a serger, you could serge the edge. Alright, so the next spot, I'll take you to the next spot. The step is to take your upper skirt, and you're going to put right sides together, and you're going to sew your ends, and you're going to match your centers and your side seams on your skirt. You're going to put right sides together, and you're going to put right sides of your upper skirt, and then you're going to do the same thing that you did for this ruffle here. You're going to add it to your edge seam here, and then you're going to gather it and ruffle it. And now we're going to work on the waistband. Now we are working on our waistband, and the directions say to sew our piece together with right sides together. So you'll have one seam that is normal. Actually, wait, hold on. You'll have one seam that is normal, and on your pattern piece, you see that there are 2 dots. So you're going to stitch and stop at this dot and stitch at this dot. So I you probably can't tell, but I stopped there and I stopped there. Now you're going to iron this outward like this. You'll have something that looks like this with this hole here. So you're going to baste these down, or if you have fusible web, which is basting is a long stitch, so you'll be taking those out later, but you don't want your last to get stuck. So you're going to stitch down on your edge. Now you're going to press in half with wrong sides together, and you're going to put basting stitches in at your 5/8, and these are your long stitches, so do that all the way around. So you're going to put your waistband right sides together. You're going to sew this at 5/8 and then 1/4 from here, and then you're going to trim sort of close to our second stitching. And now I'll take you to the next step. You're going to iron this piece down and this up. Stuff your elastic in. You're going to take your one end and put a piece of safety pin on, and then you're going to stuff it through. Let's see where the hole is here. You're going to stuff it through and then case it all the way through and then sew it together, and then So after you sew the waistband, you're going to hand sew the little hole together by just going in and out. I did not film making this belt, but this is the next part. I did not like the way this turned out. It's kind of ugly looking. I think I chose the wrong material for this belt. But all instructions for the belt are all in the pattern. And it's basically explanatory. It's just easy. So what you do is there's really thick interfacing in here. And you're going to take your boning. I don't know. Actually, you can probably see it better from this side. There is boning right here. And it is marked on the pattern. So you're going to place your boning on where it tells you to put it on the pattern. And you're going to trim each side of your interfacing so that it's a ½ inch from the seam. And then you're going to place it on your back material, and you're going to iron it with a really wet cloth. And because this stuff is really thick, that's what my directions said. I think I got the wrong interfacing. And then you're going to put your right sides together for your end seams, and then you're going to stitch those, and then you're going to pull right sides out, and you're going to stitch here. Mine is in the wrong spot. And then after that, you're going to take your interfacing and you're going to sew that on your material. And next is to put your grommets in. You're going to follow the directions of your grommets. This was super thick, so I accidentally cut way too much, so I had to stitch that up. And then from there, you're just going, after you stick your grommets in, you're going to lace it up, and then your belt is done. So that's the process of this belt. Like I said, I think I just chose the wrong material for this, and it didn't work. So I hope you try that out.